remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Hola! Good evening ho. Magandang gabi ho sa inyong mga kababayan, no? Good evening ho. Welcome ho sa ating programa, no? Ito ho ang Immigration Corner. Happy Thursday night ho sa inyo, no? At ayan, it's nice to be back. At last week, na-miss ko ho itong ating pinakamamahal na abogada, no? Dahil tayo ho'y nasa Espanya. Tayo ho'y bumalik ho ngayong madaling araw ho, no? Kaya't kumbaga medyo naghahabol pa ho tayo ng tulog, pero ganun ho talaga when you go out to the country, tapos medyo maraming mga nilalakad, maraming mga kaibigan gustong makasama kayo, no? Talaga hong halos wala kayong tulog, no? Halos walang tulog. Although ganun talaga. Pagka it's nice to see yung mga friends and relatives, no? Kapag nasa ibang bansa din kayo. Dahil imbes na magdayuhan kayo, minsan you just meet or congregate sa isang lugar, no? Na hindi nyo mga respective countries. I mean, for example, meron kaming mga relatives na taga Netherlands na nasa Spain. Kami, UK-based, nasa Spain. So, di ba? Nakikita ron. Anyway, hindi ho yan ang story natin. Mamaya, pwede rin natin pag-usapan kung tatanungin ako ng ating pinakamamahal na abogada kung ano ba, kumusta ba ang pakikilala natin yung ating pinakamamahal, no? Brains and beauty ho to, no? Napakabait, napakatalino. Natutuwa ho tayo pagka every Thursday we find out ano kaya ang suot niya ngayon. Ano kaya ang suot niya? Well, pakikilala ko
Okay.
Simon Solicitors. Walang iba kundi si Attorney LIRA SIMON-CABATBAT. Attorney, happy Thursday.
So, happy Thursday! I tell you, I missed you so much. I tell, really, kadadating mo lang ngayon. Kanina ka lang dumating.
Yeah. Early this morning, yes,
Wow.
Attorney.
How was it? I mean,
Oh.
may nangyari sa'yo, no? Didn't you have you injured yourself?
Yeah. Oh, kasi we were fixing up. Buti na medyo nagkusano. Because we were fixing up the place, no? Yung place sa Spain. And naano ako ng yung mga gamit na tinamaan ako. So hindi ako makagalaw. Puro dugo yung mga kamay ko, Attorney. Talagang so sabi ko parang mahirapan tayo mag-show. So siguro next time na lang. But I missed you. I truly missed you. We were supposed to have an extended stay, but for some reason we had to come back because we had to cut short our trip para sa may mga kasi yung si Sol, yung kasamahan niya, had to catch, medyo nawala din so she'll have to make up with or to cover kanyan. Pero okay naman. So yeah, na-miss kita. Ano sinuot mo last week? Ano sinuot mo?
I think I can't remember actually. No, it was all a bit of a blur last week. I tell you what, Sonny, you did not miss me half as much as I missed you. No, it was really.
No, I missed you. It's just that I was there. Pero yeah. How was it? Ibig sabihin, there was a second time around, no, that you had it on your own, and I gathered that you really did well, no, and somehow was able to deliver, diba, on that.
Well, I don't know what
our
happened.
meeting,
there.
no?
Oh, sorry. No.
No. Just our meeting, no?
Pau was without po lang would have been lost or more lost, no? But I really, really miss you. Please don't go away. Like, I tell you, you had to cut short your holiday, and I'm sorry about that, but I'm so pleased that you're back. I really am.
Oo nga, oo
So
nga. Oo. I'm
it's so
also
good to
pleased
have you.
sabi ko,
Yeah.
it would be great, yes. We wouldn't have the hassles of, because we are actually in a very remote part of, they call it ayuntamiento parang it's city hall, ganyan, or municipal hall. So we're in a place called Almoradi. Uh, although the closest town, attorney sa amin, okay, it's Costa Blanca. Costa Blanca is composed of Alicante. Alicante,
Mm-hmm.
it's well, if I were to describe it, kasi yung the where we live is actually, are you familiar, let's say with Southern Luzon, Southern Tagalog region, or Central Luzon, ganyan, di ba? May mga uh, north, may ganyan eh. So like for example, Central Luzon, are you familiar with some of the provinces in Central Luzon?
A little bit, but not very much, frankly. So is it like that, ba? So hopefully you can still see us. Oh, so balik tayo.
Oh, nawawala,
We were
nawawala,
a bit
nawawala tayo.
frozen
Oh,
there.
nawawala. Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, we were frozen.
yeah.
Was I talking or were you? Was I talking or was I frozen?
You were frozen. Yeah. So how was it
Oh,
then? So
okay.
was it like Central Luzon?
No, no, I was mentioning about Central Luzon just to give an idea to the listeners. For example, we are in the Valencia region. Valencia region. So yung Valencia region would be the equivalent of Central Luzon. And then the
Nice.
place where we are, for example, is called Alicante. So Alicante would be the equivalent in Central Luzon. You would have uh, Tarlac, you would have Pampanga, you would have Bulacan. Yeah, some of the the provinces. So collectively, they're called Central Luzon. Okay, parang
Mhm.
Central Luzon yon. Doon naman yung Valencia region. Valencia, I don't know if you've heard of the word Valencia. It's a very popular name because that is where most of the best oranges come from. But they would say Valencia oranges, diba? Parang I don't know if you remember when you and I were young and we were watching the television, the tele back home in the Philippines. I don't know if it was Mirinda or Royal True Orange. And a part of the line of the commercial of an orange soft drink would be Valencia
Yeah.
oranges. Parang ganyan eh. From
Yeah.
Valencia
Tama,
oranges.
tama.
So,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
di
Uh-huh.
ba? I don't know if it's Royal True Orange or Mirinda, but one of those adverts would mention Valencia oranges, which means, it comes from Spain in
No.
the part called Valencia. Okay, so yung Valencia would be like Central Luzon, and then yung Pampanga, this is a province, Bulacan province, Tarlac province, no? Ganyan, no? Ano yan eh, ang tawag naman doon sa probinsya namin, Alicante. So parang part of the region is let's say ang region is kunyari Central Luzon, ang region doon is Valencia, yung Alicante is a province, yung town within the province is called Almoradi. That's where we stay. But yung
Ah.
Almoradi na yon, yung Almoradi where we stay is actually closer to Los Montesinos. It's another town than the center of kasi nasa edge kami ng isang town ganon. So Almoradí nasa edge kami, pero if we were to travel, we're closer to Los Montesinos ganon. But anyway, yun lang naman, it's a very, it's parang it's a Hernando's hideaway. It's a hideaway pa. Hideaway. It's
That,
the advantage of being in a hideaway, attorney, is that during the peak season, di ba, pag maraming tourists, and they're, it's best to be away from the beaches kasi pag nasa beach ka daming tao, di ba? Nandun sila. So
yeah.
yun lang naman.
How was the weather
Yun lang
though?
naman. So,
Was it good?
oh wow.
But the weather was okay?
Wow. Malamig na rin. Malamig na rin. The day we arrived was somehow warm. But people were
Mhm.
saying on the day before it was cold, it's kind of cold na, no? Sabagay, they can feel it. I was coming from di ba, galing ako sa isang malamig na country, kamukha natin. So arriving there, parang kung they feel cold, I don't feel cold. kasi nag-acclimatize na sila, di ba, attorney? Because they're used to that kind of a weather. So ako, I was feeling okay lang. Pero later on, malamig na, malamig na. Pero maganda, the sun is always up. Yun ang pagandahan doon. So, yeah. Ikaw naman, how was your week? How was your busy ba sa korte? Marami bang mga ano ngayon? Ano bang mga
Yeah.
or were you away during the weekend?
Oh, no. I mean, at the moment nga, no, tama ka. This has been so far until tomorrow nga. It's the court week sa akin. So I've not actually been out of my black gear, no. So it's court near enough every day actually. This week it's very busy.
Oh, okay.
I tell you what. Tingnan mo, color.
Oo.
Really, we don't coordinate. Hindi kami nagtatawagan na. But we are the color of a poppy, di ba? It's Remembrance Day today. Yeah, and
poppy. Okay,
you're
red.
Ako black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a poppy color, di ba?
So every time we get to see each other, attorney, without us, kumbaga, not deliberate, no? We come up with a theme, no? Thematic tayo pala, no? Is that what you're saying in a way, di ba? We are thematic without really exerting the effort. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oo nga. No? I was celebrating my... dito ba? Teka muna. Talking of All Souls Day or All Saints Day, ikaw ba, do you... sa bagay, wala ka namang dead relatives dito or any departed relatives, have you?
Not in the UK, no. Pinas, yeah.
Not in the UK.
Elsewhere, but hindi dito.
I was just wondering, I'm just curious, how do, di ba, tayo in the Philippines, I don't know, lalo na sa Metro Manila, I don't know in the provinces, but in Metro Manila, I grew up in Metro Manila, parang ano yan, celebration niya, parang, para dumadagsa sa mga, it's like a party, a whole party, a big party celebration, no? Sa Pilipinas, with full coverage from the radio and television, kung paano yung mga, di ba, unlike siguro itong, except for the pandemic time, pero before, it's like a festivity, it's like no? Dito sa UK, I don't know, nobody does that. Oh, I don't know, probably a few people would do it, no? Visit the graves of their loved ones on November 1.
Siguro, but I must say, I never hear of it. I must say, I never hear of it nga. No?
Walang masyado, no?
Nila dito. Yeah, tama ka. Sa atin, no? May procession, tapos meron pa tayong handaan, no? On the graves. Yeah, no. And it's a celebration of, I suppose, their lives. No, I don't think so. At least I've never seen it ever, actually.
Kaya ko tinanong, curious din ako kasi meron ba tayong siguro may mga Pinoy na ginagawa din, pero I would like to see one. I'd like to see, Filipinos going to the graves. Para tignan ko lang, curious ako because really in the Philippines it's a big deal, no? Talagang celebration 'yan. Oo. Pero sa Spain, meron silang mga the day before, so we arrived on the 30th of October. The day before, attorney, yung mga restaurant, meron silang mga decor na yung tungkol sa Halloween, mga Halloween decors. And then, yung mga bata, nagti-trick or treat. Bata, Spanish, nagma-modernize na yata sila sa Spain yata, attorney. They're trying to adapt, I don't know. Yung trick or treat ba, is it an English custom or is it an American custom? I don't know, no? Ikaw, are you familiar with it?
It's American, very, very, very American. I think it's only in the last few years actually that the UK has kind of adopted it. No, but otherwise, America, Canada. No, that's quite a big deal. North America.
Naalala ko Black Friday. Black Friday. Sa Amerika, sikat na sikat yung Black Friday, di ba? In November, it's close to the what do you call this? Yung ano ba yung ano nila? Yung pinaka they celebrate it somehow. They say more than the Christmas time. Yung parang
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, exactly. Yeah, Thanksgiving, no. And Thanksgiving, closer to that, they have a Black Friday, di ba? Yung mga sale na yung I don't know if you've experienced that. I've experienced them. You will have to wake up very early in the morning. Pipila ka na sa mga department stores. Para unahan yun because meron silang mga sale, mga let's say television sets for worth $5 or $1 or something, no? Kaya lang it causes some stampede, di ba? May namamatay, may nagkakagulo, nag-aaway-away. But that tradition now, yung Black Friday has arrived in our shores dito sa UK, no? And also in Spain, I was listening, they were talking about a Black
Talaga?
Friday sale soon. Oo. Sabi ko, wow, talagang nag-iiba na yung Europe, yung UK, tsaka Spain, no? Yun nga, yung Halloween. Young kids, trick or treat, no? I don't know if I can send this
Yeah.
to Direct Pao. Baka pwedeng maipadala niya. Mapakita niya yung video. Nangihingi na, yun, trick or treat, naka-Kastila,
Trick or
bata,
treat.
mga Spanish. Oh, cute, cute. Oh, cute. Papadala ko kay Direct kung mada-download niya. So, yun lang. Yung mga nagbabago na, mga observations ko. So, yeah. Nakakatuwa. Well, okay. Teka muna, attorney.
Yeah.
Ano, may mga greetings muna tayo.
Okay.
Mag-greetings muna tayo. Papatiin natin yung
Yeah,
mga kaibigan,
yeah.
no? Oh, hanapin ko tong aking photos. Baka sakaling mapakita ko kay Direk. Direk, sige. Anong mga greetings natin? Sino mga, alam ko, yung mga sila Emeril Rafael, namimiss tayo, no? Miss ko na rin yan, no? Sige. Meron ba tayong greetings? O wala
Yeah.
na lumalabas yan. You first. Teka muna. Hula mo na. Alam ko na.
Oh,
Yung cue
yeah.
noon.
Tama.
We have
Yeah.
to first guess. Kaya, para tayo hindi natin
Oo.
nakikita, attorney. O, sa mag-guess tayo. O, sino, who do you think is the first one?
Okay. I think Oliver.
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 This time.
Oliver.
Oo.
We had somebody from,
Oliver.
I don't know kung ano yun, kung Hungary o kung anong country, yung Portugal. Sige, kay Bo ako. Sige, I'll go for her.
Okay.
Sige.
Tingnan natin.
Direct, sige, tingnan natin. Sige.
Sino po?
Drum roll natin. Si Maris. Maris Mendez. Wow. Maris.
Yeah.
Taga saan si Maris? Is this the first time or Maris has won before? Nanalo na ba siya dati, attorney?
No. Yeah, no, she's been
she?
top 3, I'm sure, Maris. Yeah, top 3 nga siya. Where are you watching from, Maris? Yeah.
Oh, Maris, saan ka nanonood? Please let us know, no? Good, no? Wonderful. So, congratulations, ha? Although, wala naman talaga sa actual prize, but acknowledging yung unang bumabati ho sa atin. Okay. Alright, pangit yata yung video ko, no, attorney, no? Parang, yata pixelated,
Yeah,
no?
a little bit. Yeah.
Oh,
No, I mean, look,
happening?
itong the top 3 gets bragging rights, ha? Diba? Yung sabi nila.
Oh,
Right?
yeah. Tama yan. Tama, bragging rights. No? Sige. Sino second sa'yo? Marisa, congratulations. Thank you very much for being the first, no? Okay.
Alright.
Sige.
Sino kaya pangalawa? I think Miss
Sino?
you, Miss Paner, I think. Marian Paner.
Miss Paner. Ako naman kay
Oo.
Oliver naman ako. Kay Oliver ako. Dahil,
Okay.
siyempre, sige, subukan natin. Okay. Sige, drum roll natin. Ayan. Okay. Panalo ako, attorney. Panalo. I won.
Tama.
Oh.
Oh,
It's nice feeling of-
Oliver, he's
feeling that
he's
we won.
so
Yung mga
kind.
konting lang pero nakahula ka, di ba? You know, gives you a bit of joy, no?
Yeah.
So, okay. Sige, attorney, ikaw na magbasa ng atin. Teka na, hindi yata nabasa pa ni attorney.
Yeah, hindi pa natin
Then,
nababasa.
Ayan,
Okay. So,
Basahin
galing
natin.
po kay Oliver. So, happy Thursday to one and all. Hello, direct pass. Hope you're doing well, Kuya Sonny. Yeah, enjoying the program from Everett, Washington. In relation to that, my wife keeps saying that I must come from the Visayas. So, I asked her, meron ka bang ebidensya?
Di ba? Kasi yung pagka-pronounce, diba, ebidensya, di ba? Di ba yung Bisaya pag may Bisaya.
Ebidensya.
Meron kang ebidensya. Ayun, huling-huli ka na. That's good, Oliver. Nice. Nice hearing that bit of a joke. No, maraming salamat. Okay. Well, tama ako. Attorney, I'm glad.
He called last week.
Did he?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. He was
Wow.
so, he very kindly joined nga, no? And he even told me when Thanksgiving is, I've forgotten when Thanksgiving is. So I asked Mr. Fernandez. Yeah. So he very kindly replied. So, okay, I said Maris Mendez. Happy
Maris
Thursday
naman,
night
oh, happy
again.
Thursday. Oy, by the way, would like to remind them, attorney, no? Now we are also on YouTube. You can watch us both on YouTube and Facebook because with what happened many weeks back when Facebook was what happened? Ano ba, how how would I describe it? Basta they were down, no? For I think
Mm.
6 hours. Oh, one particular Monday. Ayun, so we'd like if this is down, for example, on Facebook, you could watch us on YouTube. We would really no encourage you guys to watch us on YouTube. Okay, Maris, mabuhay ha. Happy Thursday night again. No, taga-sama si Maris. You have a ganda na po, no, Torty, oh. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
she's
My
gorgeous.
God.
So,
Mm.
so,
Uy, Sor Perez.
Sor.
Sor.
Yeah, Sor Perez.
Sor, taga-sama si Sor. Sor is, I don't know, is, she, who? Hungary ba? O Czech Republic? Taga-sama si Sor.
Oh,
Mabuhay ha. Tell us where you guys are from. We would like to encourage them, attorney. Pagka pati hunyo, sabi, hello po, kunyari, kung saan man, no?
yeah, sabihin nyo.
Holland, from Norway, no? Sige, next, sige, sino babati sa atin? Uy!
Ma'am Cora Carsola.
Si Ma'am Cora. Oh, yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yes, oh. Ma'am Cora,
Hello,
boy,
Sir
ganda.
Sonny.
Photo ni Ma'am Cora. Hmm.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah. And Attorney Lira at lahat.
Attorney Lira.
Masayang gabi.
Masayang gabi. Good evening, Cora. Ayan, no? Teacher namin yan. Si Direbati niya. Hi, hello, Direk Pao. Kita mo naman, ha? She's part of the team. Siyempre, without the Direk, hindi ho magiging sa ating programa. So, very much Direk Pao, no? Oh, Edgar Duay. Uy, Edgar Duay has been doing a lot of things, you know? Naglilipat yata ng ref ba yun? Nakikita ko sa kanya. And ang kagandahan dito kay Edgar, he does a lot of things na yung parang attorney, ikaw ba, ano ba mga things na mga nasa bucket list mo na you'd wish you did never, no? Meron ano mga bucket list mong plano, attorney? Nasa bucket list or I can start off with saying that I'd like to learn Spanish and be fluent. I'd like to
That would
be very good at playing golf o mga ganyan, no? So ano ba sa'yo?
Oh, at least the ones I can disclose. Okay. I wouldn't mind learning German actually. No, as far as language.
German.
In fact, yeah, German. It's just such a difficult language, yeah. No, but I mean, I like the idea also of Spanish, but German, German has always, it's a fascinating language, you know. But I can't get on with it. And it is so complex. It's just too complex now for me. So, but maybe, and I don't mind learning the piano actually. No,
you're learning the piano. You're learning a piano.
I'm
the
going
piano now?
to try and learn. I'm actually making about getting tuition. I'm going to start learning piano. It's on my bucket list.
Wow.
So I thought I'd start.
Oh.
Yeah.
I cannot play the piano. It's one of my never ever be able. Probably but I've got a problem with my finger kasi yung aking small finger sa left. Right pala, right. Straight yan, hindi siya bumabaluktot eh. Because when I was small, I had an accident, no? But I can just play the guitar because yung fingers ko sa right hand side, sa left hand go to play the chords, no? So, okay. Do you play the chords? To make the chords or create the chords, no, sa right hand sa gitara. Because your right hand strums, the left hand forms the chords, no? So, I play an instrument, pero gitara. Piano would be like you, was one of my frustrations. When I was young, I was egging my grandmother, Lola, mag-arali mo ako piano. Pero, hindi na tuloy. So, wala. I grew up by the Lola.
It's never too late.
It is never too late.
Never too late, Sonny.
Never too late. Never too late, oo. Yeah. Really? Okay. Pero do you sing as well, attorney? Kumakanta ka rin?
Very badly. That's the answer.
Really?
Look, of course, well, not of course, but tayo mga Pinoy, I think we probably have a reputation very good singers, no? Unfortunately, it does skip people, you know. It has leapt over me. So indeed, unfortunately, not the
It's so
people.
nice how you put it, attorney. Parang, Filipinos are very, but ganun, skipping, okay, kumbaga, the talent or the luck or, sa singing, you may just skip some people and somehow you've fallen under at your group, ganun ba? Pero of course, yung
Yeah, so
favorite song mo, attorney? Ano favorite song ni attorney? When she, for example,
um,
napilitan, mag-karaoke or you had to sing, anong kanta ang kakantahin mo? O kinakanta mo, ang
oh,
favorite mo?
yeah. I mean, I actually in the morning at the moment to get me moving, no, I put on James Brown, you know.
Oh,
So I don't know if you, yeah,
James.
James Brown, James
Oh,
Brown, the
ano ba? Ano ba mga
Papa's
songs ni
got a
James Brown
brand new
na
bag.
Papa's
Yeah,
nga? Oh, yeah. Ang gusto ko kay James Brown
yun.
when he dances, di ba? Galing mag-dance, galing mag-ano, di ba? When he moves,
Exactly.
yung
Yeah,
performances niya.
yeah.
Oh,
He gets you moving, no?
mhm. I don't know if he was a shoe boy, but he was him who was able to buy the station where he was, I don't know, shoe shine boy, where he like in front of this, and eventually he bought, parang I don't know kung ganun ang ano niya, uh, parang siya na he was able to buy a radio station. Yata, no, I'm not sure. I don't want to, wala akong certainty, but I just, I'm not, pero parang nabasa ko lang, no. Yeah. Wait,
He
teka muna,
was
attorney,
talented.
mga pagbati. Sabi ni Edgar Duay, may nabasa akong message sa kanya kanina, direct yung something about attorney, yeah, LARAGAN, but attorney Elegant did a fantastic job. Oh yeah. Well,
I,
kudos,
I,
very good,
I tell
attorney,
you,
no?
Edgar, so helpful. Last week, no, nakalimutan ko nga sabihin, no, you can watch us on YouTube, ha? And he without batting an eye, you know, he messages, and you can also watch us. Oh, he's
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah,
This
oh,
man
good.
is he's
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah. If you need a support team and a friend and andyan si Edgar. He does it all, no? And I in him is that he, whatever he fancies doing, di ba kaya nga yung mga bucket list, tinatanong ko sa'yo, he does it. Yun ang kagandahan sa kanya. He wants to learn how to, yung mga gun, yung gun or whatever, no? Siguro, probably, but anything that he puts his mind into na he wants to learn or do, he does it. So parang ang ganda, di ba? You liberated ka because you do whatever you want to do. Yung what you fancy doing, di ba? So, yun, no? Ganda. So, Edgar, mabuhay ka. Sige, ayan, hello, Kuya. Ayan, sino yan? May Kuya Sari, attorney. Ayan, happy Thursday po sa lahat ng nanonood.
So
Executive Devon. Ayan. Okay,
yeah,
mabuhay.
so you
Attorney,
got
sino ulit? Royal Blue, top
Tama,
class.
Maris.
Wow.
Kaya, thanks
Naintriga
for
ako kay
watching me
Maris,
last week.
Oo.
Tama siya. Now I
Elegant as well,
remember. Yeah.
Nakalo ka. Okay, ngayon naka-black ka. Ano ka? Talagang black ka ngayon, talaga attorney. Total black yan. Talagang
Yes,
black talaga yan.
yeah, so
Hindi walang
yeah, no,
shade ng mga dark blue, di ba? Parang sometimes you mistake it as black. No? So, ayan. Oh, good. No?
Yeah.
Ano pa? Sige pang babate. Marisa, ang ganda-ganda ng picture mo, Marisa. Uy, si Rojo. Rudy.
Yes.
Yan.
Yeah, the Libro clan, no? So,
Sige, attorney, basahin mo lang.
Attorney W. Lira, and always good looking, Sir Sonny, and all viewers. Another happy night,
Uy!
Team Libro.
Teka muna, nako, asa may copy ko ng, ang ating face of the month, mamaya, pakukuha ko ng copy, for the month of November, tag dito. Si Mia Libroho, yung daughter niya. I'll get siguro mamaya pagkatapos mo discuss, before we end, si Mia kasi Lira, Mia. Si Mia Libroho is the face of the month of November. Yan.
Wow.
No? So, papakita natin mamaya. Yes, attorney. Oo. So, including dyan sa Northern Ireland, ingat kayo rin. Okay, attorney, meron pa ba tayo? One more siguro? Or how many before we take a break? And then, ano ba i-discuss ko mga pala ngayon, attorney? Ano ba natin na pag-uusapan for tonight?
Okay. So, ang pag-usapan po natin ngayon, ito, giving evidence
Uy.
at tribunal hearings. No? So,
Ayun.
kung meron kayong kaso, or your hearing is coming up, or it's, even if it's not coming up yet, but you made an appeal nga, or you think that it may be refused and you may be looking, you must know that I'm going to look at we're going to look at the practical things. So tips. I mean, it's one thing to know the law, but you need to, of course, be able to apply that and max, hopefully, your chance of success by being very clear about evidence. So yung pag-uusapan po natin. So it's quite a big, hopefully it's of interest to many.
Alam mo, attorney, ito lang ng mabilis lang, no? When I went to the UK, to Spain, takan yung papel ko, yung passport ko. Feeling ko para akong Pinoy because pag Pinoy ka, di ba, if you go to the US, tatatakan ka. If you go anywhere, go to France, tatatakan. If you punta ka ng UK, tatatakan ka. Nanibago ako sa sarili ko. I was in Spain, sorry, excuse me. Nag-work po tayo, no? Pero tinatatakan ng passport ko. Pagpasok ko sa Spain. And out. Parang alam would you know how many days we are allowed in later on siguro in future pwede mabanggit mo siguro meron tayong mga yan lumalabas ng Europe ng non-UK Europe no sabihin natin of the UK sa Europe would you have an idea because I was talking to some of my British friends they were talking about mutations ganun eh I don't know if you're familiar no? Baka pwede mo sigurong
6 months.
6 months. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So
6 months.
we are. So it's 6 months. It goes both ways, nga, no? So we are. There are two types. Like what's a visitor visa? So they're visa nationals. Tayo, Filipino. Filipino nationals are visa nationals and non-visa nationals, no? Kung non-visa nationals, hindi mo kailangan mag-apply ng visa in advance of coming in. So if so the whole of the EU now are non-visa nationals. So automatic 6 months.
Automatic na 6 months. Kunyari tayo, we go to Europe ba? 6 months tayo. I thought 90 days yata or something. No?
No, actually not, because a lot of people think it's 90 days. I'm not really sure where that's come from. But it's actually the distinctions between visa nationals and non-visa nationals. And visa nationals tayo Pilipinas
okay.
it's maximum 6 months. And the same goes for non-visa nationals. Yung nga lang, they don't need to make an application in advance. So it's up to 6 months.
When I went to Spain, I felt like I carrying a Philippine passport because no araw when I was a passport, if I went to the US, maximum 6 months. Pero ibig sabihin, tatatakan ako every time I enter. Punta ako sa UK dito, tatatakan ako. Punta ako sa France, tatatakan ako before. But pagka meron kang siyempre na EU na, di ba, when we were part of EU, I go anywhere in France or Germany, titignan lang yung passport ko, tapos na, enter na ako. Pero ngayon, may tatak na ako ang visa ko. Ang parang, that's why I said, para akong Pinoy na carrying a Filipino passport. Di ba, tinatatakan lagi pag Philippine passport. Parang ganun yata. And so,
we have Brexit to thank.
Kanya nga. Okay. Nung nag-delay tayo direct baka nasa control mo ang reason no so we're gonna have a short break muna go yung giving evidence no sa mga hearings diba tama yung natin.
Sorry, hopefully the reception's better when we come back.
Okay, sige. I'll have a short break guys. Wag ko kayong alis, saglit lang ho at kami po ay magbabalik saglit.
Mula noon hanggang ngayon, serbisyong mapagkakatiwalaan, serbisyong maaasahan pagdating sa inyong mga padalang balikbayan boxes. Dito ka na sa Forex Cargo. Sa presyong kayang-kaya ng bulsa. Sigurado ka pa sa inyong padala. Forex Cargo. Dahil kailangan makarating. Call 0208-813-7064. O ano pang inaantay niyo mga kabayan? Tayo na sa Forex Cargo.
%100% all natural. Tasty, healthy, versatile. 4 unique flavors. Taste a real sauce. Galettos.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Okay, tuloy-tuloy ho tayo sa ating programa, no? Ito pang Immigration Corner. Ako po si SONNY LARAGAN at siyempre kasama natin yung ating pinakamamahal na abogada, no? Yung expert, the star of the show. Walang iba kundi si Attorney LIRA. But Attorney, mabisayo.
Hello, welcome back. Well, truly welcome back. Sorry. Hopefully,
I miss you. No? Medyo there's a bit of a lag dito sa ating program, no? We're having a bit of a problem, no, sa ating transmission, but yeah, hopefully it fixes itself out, no, as we go along. Ayan, Attorney. Oh yeah, can you hear me, Attorney?
Yep. Yes. Yeah. No, I can hear you. No, tama ka. There's a bit of a lag. So please bear with us. No. Huwag kayong aalis.
May
You
lag,
will get
no?
better.
At saka yung pixelation, no? Masalated ako. Okay. All right. Attorney, sige. Take it away. Yes.
Okay. So, ang pag-uusapan po natin ngayon, giving evidence at tribunal hearings, no? Now, usually natin, well, I mean, we try and compare nga the law along with the practical things. But today, pag-uusapan po natin mainly really is the practicalities, no? So giving evidence at tribunal hearing. So hopefully, reading you pa rin ako because I can see that my picture is actually a bit jaggedy, no? Now let's continue. Hopefully, it gets a bit better. Now, this now assumes certain and pasok yung application. Unfortunately, na-refuse nga yung application nyo, no? So that means, and then you want to appeal against nga the refusal. Once you appeal against the refusal, then you need to prepare for the actual hearing. Now, you can, of course, if you can appeal, and some appeals you can apply in, on paper only. But most of the time, people, certainly kung komplikado nga yung kaso, it would be better actually give evidence, no, at the hearing. That usually takes place if it's the hearing before what's called the first-tier tribunal, no? Now, at the moment, especially because of the pandemic nga, sometimes hearings take place remotely, so by video. It's still live. It's just you basically, like now, no, you're giving by video. The judge will be there. The home office will also be there, and if necessary, the interpreter also would be there. Now, half of the, at least at the moment, is becoming a bit more regular now, is hearings also then take in person, no? So basically, everyone goes to the court, or in this case, nga, the first year tribunal, and of course, you wait then to be seen by a judge, and then you give evidence at court. Now, either way, so even if you're making, if you're giving evidence either by video o kaya in person, importante po bear in mind certain if you like, certain tips to make sure that your evidence comes across well, that you present your case nga as best as you possibly can. So, yung nga titingnan po natin. Now, unang-una, kailangan yung tingnan nga o pay attention to, please, yung statement nyo. Yung statement, parang itsura, parang affidavit, no? So, doon yung sasabihin parang yung istorya, no? So here, what actually why that you should win your appeal. Now, unang-unang tingnan nyo, what are you appealing? I'm always surprised to see some statements nga prepared, which has really no relation to the actual issues. So it's one thing to say, yes, please give me please look at my case sympathetically, dahil nga meron kayong sinusuportahan sa atin, for example. All those things may be relevant, but the first thing to look at really is what are the issues. Sometimes it's also just one issue. So when you look at you find the issue in the Home Office's, it would be stated the Home Office in the Home Office's refusal letter. So kung sabihin nila doon, they're refusing your application on relationship, no? Hindi sila naniniwala na totoo nga ang relationship nyo. So that would be the first issue, of course, to deal with. Ang yung kailangan gawin is identify the issues, no? And then deal with the issues. So sabihin, kung if it's a genuineness of relationship, say so. If it's to do with money, deal with that, no? If it's to do with exceptionality, they don't think that your circumstances are exceptional enough in order to be able to succeed on say for private life, deal with that. Now, tip is this: put in subheadings, okay? So, lalagay nyo nga doon yung pangalan nyo, of course, anong ginagawa nyo, kung may trabaho nga kayo dito, and yung, of course, and your full address nga, and that you are, of course, the appellant in the case. Pero, then, put in subheadings. So, kung ang problema nga is financial, refuse on financial grounds, first heading may well be, you say, okay, financial grounds, income, no? Tapos lagay nyo doon, how long have you been working in the UK, o yung asawa nyo, say, and why you say that you actually satisfy, the immigration rules. For example, if you're actually earning 18,600. So, and maybe the second issue is they don't believe that your relationship nga is genuine. Again, head it, genuineness of relationship. And then actually give evidence. So kung meron kayong mga bills together, nagsasama kayo, meron kayong tenancy, make reference to it in your statement. Sabihin nga doon, and I refer to the documents that have been submitted. For example, empower the strongest example that you have. So if you have said banks nga joint name, you don't. I refer to my bank statements dated so and so. You will see that it's in my joint account with my partner. This account since whenever, and you will also note that most of our household expenses are paid out of the account. So put it in. So a tip, as I say, is so you don't get lost, is subheadings. Lagay nyo doon. But dealing specifically with the issues. So, issues muna, tapos put in subheadings. How you dealing with the concerns. Now, once you prepared po yung statement nyo, and make sure nga that it's if you're relying on certain facts that you say so. I mean, of course, it's also important that you say that yes, you're committed to your partner, and that you devote, love them. That's all well and good, but a statement does not have to be dramatic. No, you can certainly say, you can include your feelings, but do just go on about your feelings. Your statement must be factual. You need to be able to support your appeal. So if you're saying no, we are in a relationship together, point to that. No, so it is very important you're factual and you refer to your evidence nga in your statement. No, now also, it as a start, no, it's probably an idea to include background. It doesn't have to be long, no. Sabihin you don't that when you met, if it's to do with relationship, when you met, or if it's to do with children, when they were born. So start off with background. But as I say, don't much about the background nga. So background, and then deal with this. And within the issue, deal with your evidence nga. Now, and don't forget, you should also have some kind of conclusion. Yeah? The conclusion, if you say why it is that you cannot pursue a family life in the United Kingdom, for example. No? So those things you can you should make sure you deal with. Now, if you don't, you can also, of course, prepare in Tagalog. No, it's just you would be translated. But let's say that mas komportable nga Tagalog, and the statement is prepared in English, to make sure also that you understand it fully, no, and that it is then translated to you. Because of course, if it's a document rather than verbal nga, it's translated rather than say interpreted. So if you need to then put it at the bottom, if it's been translated from English to Tagalog, translated to, from English to Tagalog by, so I for example, sometimes do my client's translation. No? So I go through the statement with them, and I make sure that it's all clear, and then it's explained. You know, the document was translated from English to Tagalog, or from English to Tagalog. It's important, of course, na inyo nga, no? So it doesn't have to be, of course, Tagalog. It can be any, but it should be noted at the bottom if it had to be translated, that it was translated. Particularly important if you then need an interpreter. So din natin to. An interpreter at court, please, or tribunal, is free. Walang bayad. Kailangan nyo, you can just simply ask. When you submit your appeal, you have a need to say there if you're looking, if you need an interpreter. And also you need to say the language, yeah? Now, if you don't really speak or are not that comfortable in Tagalog, could be na yun, Bisaya, no? O kaya Ilocano, yeah? Do say Ilocano, dialect, Philippine dialect, no? And hopefully they find someone nga who can actually interpret in the dialect. Then, of course, it's, someone who's speaking in Visaya, I wouldn't understand, no? I have a fair shot at understanding Ilocano, but but it could be that you're more comfortable nga in Ilocano. So make sure that nagkakaintindihan nga kayo ng interpreter. Kung hindi, that's not a good start to your appeal. Dahil hindi mo maintindihan, no? So make sure that you have an interpreter nga. So you make you ask for the interpreter when you submit nga your appeal. Payo ko din, about a week before the hearing nga, make contact with the court, no? Or with the tribunal nga in this case, and check nga that they have ready an interpreter for you. And if they say they have not, then the matter really should be adjourned until such time that you have an interpreter. Dahil importante nga, kailangan mo maintindihan yung nangyayari, no? Of course, hindi nga lang yun, kailangan ka din maintindihan. So it has to go both ways. So it could be that an interpreter is very important, no? Now, when you're at the hearing po, no? So they won't ask you to go through your statement again. So and they won't ask you to read it, no? So yung statement na ginawa mo, yung affidavit na ginawa mo nga, no? Titingnan nyo, babasahin nga yun ng judge. It could be that the judge has only had a chance to look at it very briefly, and we'll come back to it later on after the hearing. So importante po na tama nga, no, accurate nga yung statement nyo, because it could be that later on yun ang titingnan nga ng judge. And of course, it's important that the statement also conveys everything you want to convey. Yeah. So I cannot emphasize enough how much the importance nga of a statement to be thorough, okay, and accurate. Huh? So yung mga petsa, make sure that the dates are also correct, and of course that what you say there are absolutely correct. So it is so when you're at the hearing, they will ask you. And this is something also that has somehow people sometimes have issues with. They will ask you, did you prepare a statement? No, did you make a statement dated whatever? They're of course referring to statement mo. Yeah. So the answer, of course, to that is yes. No, that you did prepare that statement, because sometimes mga tao, no, they get so nervous and they think that yung tanong nga, they're trying to catch you out. And I've certainly had cases where I prepared the statement out for the client. We went through it a good few times prior to the hearing. Alam nila, pinarama nga din, ano? And then, when they're asked if they made the statement, they say no. And that's not a good start to your hearing, because the judge then thinks that the statement was prepared without you knowing. Huh? So make sure basahin niyo muna yung statement niyo, no? I mean, you should anyway to prepare nga for the hearing, but make sure that you're familiar with it. At saka yung pagka tinanong kayo, did you prepare a statement dated whatever it is? The answer is yes, of course. No, that's the statement that you made. Now, as long as you confirm that, then it moves on. So basically, the judge, usually the home office would then say, well, okay, in relation to your statement, there are a number of things I would like to ask, and then you will be, if you like, cross-examined on your statement. And then if there are points nga that were perhaps not clear, or your representative, like I would want to not clarify, then I will ask you also. You will then be asked, well, in relation to, for example, your cohabitation, when did you start living together? So there may be certain things that's emphasized again, but you do not have to, and the judge will not also want you to read through the statement, because it's already there. So the idea of the statement is that that everyone is clear from the beginning what you are saying your case is, what evidence you're putting forward, and why you think that your appeal should succeed. So it's I cannot emphasize enough how important a statement is. Now, but your statement it's uploaded in advance also of the hearing. After the hearing, hopefully everyone is clear. But if there's something else you don't think that was dealt with, then you can certainly try and get the attention of your representative, and you be asked again. But they should really know that they should have a list of things that they want to ask you, and of course they will hear the cross-examination, and then hopefully after that you then simply you've done sufficiently well so that your appeal is granted. So look, it is one thing also that's important is if you're bringing up new things, so sabihin po natin you made an application, and then the application was on the basis of relationship, and in the meantime, whilst you're waiting for the appeal to come on, then you then get married, So it's a new thing potentially, or indeed you have children. Now you should tell the Home Office that in advance. Now, a marriage, if the application or the appeal is to do with the relationship, is probably not regarded as a new thing, a new matter. But if it is regarded a new matter, so sabihin natin nagkasakit kayo, no? And you then are adducing evidence of the condition, the ailment, that may be regarded by the Home Office as a new matter. If it is a new matter, beware, the Home Office must agree to the new matter being heard. If not, then the matter will be adjourned, okay? And then everyone has to come back again. So it would be a good idea to raise that issue in advance with the Home Office if they get back to you. So a new matter is not automatically admissible at court. But if it is, regardless though, you should still, if there's time, if it comes about before you make your statement, now file your statement, you should also deal with that new matter. And hopefully the Home Office will then simply agree for that new matter to continue, so that the hearing should also then continue. So it is, I've said this a good few times now, no? But talaga po, when you're preparing spend at least 50% of the time that you are going to spend in preparing for the hearing on your statement. And make sure that you read it through, because it's likely you're going to be asked about certain things, certainly by the Home Office. Yeah. So it is important, it's accurate, it's factual, no, and it's thorough. So it's and believe you me, cases have been won or indeed lost because of statements. So so it's pay particular attention. It is absolutely worthwhile. So it is spend the time, be thorough, as I say, and be factual, huh? So hopefully that's helpful. Ewan ko, nandiyan ka na, Sonny. Oh.
Okay, yeah. Bukas sa aking microphone. Binuksan ko na.
Ah,
Okay,
good.
ayan, oo. Ito na, butuloy ako. Yes, oo. And then, cases have been won through statements. And then, tama ba yan?
Yeah, cases have been won and lost through statements.
And lost. Right, lost.
Yeah.
Oo. Yeah, usually, ganun naman, di ba? Pag mga appeals, wala namang, kunyari, in-appeal sa Supreme Court sa Pilipinas, alam ko lang, no? It takes, di ba? Wala na masyadong hearing, no? Mga documents na lang yata yan. Or, kung kailangan yata, meron din. Pero, normally, mga documents na lang yan, di ba? Submission ng mga documents na lang. Unless kung merong bagong, ano ba yan? Issue of law, no? Na pag-uusapan. Okay, sa bagay, yun naman talaga, di ba? Pero kung facts of the case lang, you just go to the appellate court lang na mababa, ano? Court of Appeals. Pero kung yung talagang question of law, then you go straight up to the Supreme Court, no? Attorney, ano no, a new matter is not admissible in court. Ano nga yun? Ano sinasabi mo ron, attorney?
Yeah. It's actually it's a strange well, it's a provision, no? So basically, when you're appealing, no, of course you're appealing on the facts as they existed at the time the application was made. Now, then, because they don't want you to adduce just any new matter, and then the Home Office may not have time to prepare for it, the provision at the moment says if it's a new matter, then the Home Office will need to agree for it to be considered, no, by the tribunal. If they do not agree, then it is likely, well, it will have to be that the matter is then adjourned. So the hearing will take place later on, which can be painful if you've been waiting a long time now for the hearing. So if it's a new matter, so I mean, this has happened certainly to me a good few times. Medical conditions, no? So in between the time na pinasok ko yung appeal ng kliyente ko and the time that the matter is going to be heard, my client in the meantime was diagnosed, no, with a condition. Now, I've had certainly a good few times the Home Office at the hearing, no, even though I told them in advance that the condition has my client's been diagnosed, ito nga medical documents. At the hearing, they've said, well, it's a new matter. No? Because it's a new matter, they want then time to prepare, and therefore the hearing needs to be adjourned, which is truly frustrating, especially kung alam na nga nila. But yeah, beware, if it's a new matter, it's completely new, then it could be that the Home Office says, no, it's a new matter, it has to be dealt with later on because we need time not to prepare. The way to get around that would be, of course, disclose to them. You need to anyway disclose to them the new matter. And hopefully they will not, by the time you get to the hearing, ask them for an adjournment. They simply agree that the matter can proceed.
Yung attorney, is it more helpful do sa ating mga kababayan halimbawa na yung mga may mga sa mga hearings, mas mabuti ba, mas advantageous ba na may interpreter? Kasi one example, for example, yung ating 1974 Miss Universe contest, ang nanalo si Amparo Muñoz from Spain. Pero ang ganda ng translation ng interpreter, parang I don't know if it was the one that clinched it, no? Yung title, no, because pag wala sa effort mag-English, di ba? Pag hindi mo native language, sometimes, di ba, it gets lost in translation. Yung iba rin minsan yung, di ba, it's not natural for you to think, no? Ikaw ba, in your experience sa mga ganyan mga hearings, mas nakakatulong ba sa mga kababayan natin, or ikaw na lang as a lawyer, as a immigration lawyer, would suffice o kailangan pa ba ng interpreter?
Oh no, I can't. No, it would be conflict. So you definitely need an interpreter provided by the court. Now, it's actually it's a question I'm asked often. No, mas maganda ba may interpreter o wala? But and the answer really is it depends very much on your understanding of English. Because for one thing, English is communication in the normal day-to-day nga. You may not have an issue, but you're looking at going to court, and of course, courts, judges, the advocates may be speaking in ways that perhaps not familiar to you or not comfortable for you. So if you think na hindi mo sila maiintindihan, no, if you're not confident in the language, then it is better to be understood and to understand, of course, than not. No? But do not use an interpreter because you think it will buy you a little bit of time to think about the answer. No? Because you see, the problem with interpreters is they can't convey your answer in the same manner. No? So kung tanungin ka, why can't you pursue a family life in the Philippines? No, it could be na yung sagot mo is you don't want your partner to have to choose between you and your his home country, and it can get quite emotional, and that can come across quite well to the judge because you come across sincere, and it goes towards, of course, it's they also assess yung credibility mo, especially if the issue is that of genuineness of relationship or whether exceptional circumstances exist. So the way you give your evidence is also important. I would say as important as what you say. So all that literally is lost in translation if you have an interpreter. Then of course, nasa gitna sila, no? You ask the question, it goes to the interpreter. The interpreter turns to you and says, itong sabi niya, no? And you can't answer directly. Once you have an interpreter, you have to go give evidence through the interpreter. And then the interpreter, of course, takes your answer, then interprets it in English. So the middle person, or the interpreter nga, of course, will not convey the same emotion, that you would convey. So if you if you think you're comfortable, if you're comfortable in giving evidence nga in English, then do. No? But if you're not, it's better to have an interpreter because otherwise hindi kayo magkakaintindihan eh. No? So the answer depends on your circumstances.
Maraming beses na ako nag-interpret, attorney, sa mga well, may legal at may mga medical cases, no, yung mga yung sa mga mga pasyente. There was one experience matanda na siya. Tapos dumating ako para siyempre mag-check-in ka muna sa parang sa clinic reception, and hi, I'm Sonny LARAGAN, I'm gonna be interpreting for ganyan, no? Ba nung malaman ng babae, why I need interpreter? No, I don't need. Pero alam mo, barok-barok magsalita, no? Hirap magsalita. But eventually, it turned out na, I was able to help her kasi talagang hindi niya ma-express yung sarili niya. May mga ganun na naintindihan nila yung English, pero when sila na magsasalita, hindi nila maipaliwanag. I've seen a lot of many cases when I would interpret, hindi nila ma-explain hindi nila masabi yung problema nila So, pag tinagalog mo at i-translate mo, naiintindihan ng doktor kung ano yung problema nila. So, mga ganun. Pero tama ka, mas iba yung iba yung sarili mo, ikaw yung meron bang umiiyak diyan sa mga meron bang medyo malungkot, medyo may ganun ba mga merong emotional ba pagka nagte-testify sila sa mga hearings na ganyan?
Oh yeah,
Because you said,
it's very it's very common, no? That look.
May umiiyak ba, attorney? May umiiyak?
Yeah, no, absolutely, no. It's may and you see,
the drama ba parang dramatic,
if you, well, look, I mean, kung kunyari nga lang, I think that also comes across, no? It's and they assess you nga on your credibility. And if you're being told, no, nagpasok ka ng application, matagal na nga kayo nagsasama, sabihin natin. Tapos, pinapaalis ka, no? Hindi mo alam kung aalis ka nga, hindi mo alam kung magkakasama pa kayo, no? Ano mangyayari sa buhay. Of course, no, you get quite distraught, no? And oftentimes, that also comes across. I think when you're giving evidence, and I've heard this from clients, you kind of forget, kung sino nandoon. You just you're in the moment. You feel, of course, you feel very sad about it. You're very worried nga, and you distraught, and that emotion, of course, meron kang interpreter, no? That's lost. Really, even okay nakikita ka, but it's just not the same. So kung kaya mo, if you're comfortable in giving evidence, then you don't need an interpreter. But kung hindi ka komportable, then for goodness sake, take on an interpreter. It's free, ha? Yung mga taon, they get worried, may bayad. Walang bayad po yung interpreter sa korte.
Ayan. Pati dito, yung mga sa mga ospital, no? Kailangan i-rebook yung outpatient appointment, na kailangan interpreter, walang bayad yan dito, lahat sa UK. Okay, attorney, we have some questions, no? Let's make way for some questions from our viewers, no? Sige, let's go ahead with one question dito. Anong question ang first question natin dyan, direct? Ayan, attorney, pakabasa lang. Bev Dexter, no?
Magandang
Bev Dexter.
Yeah, so magandang gabi po sa inyo, Attorney Lira and Sir Sonny. We moved to the UK last November 2020, right, from Dubai. I'm married to a British citizen with 2 children, British citizens. No? I'm under spouse visa, valid until June 2023. Ask ko lang po, ano po ang mga requirements for my son, 17 years, UK dependent visa? And currently in the Philippines.
Dependent. Okay, dependent. All right.
Okay. So nasa Pinas yung bata. Nilagay ko po siya as my dependent during my application sa Dubai. I will process this visa application po once na-receive namin yung renewed passport niya, hopefully end of November. Thanks in advance po. Okay. Good, Bev, na inasikaso nyo na because of course, unang-unang kailangan natin tingnan 17 na siya, no? The deadline for dependents nga, for children dependents is 18 po. So you must make the application prior to his 18th birthday. So really, the sooner you can make the application, the better. Now, anong kailangan? Now, nandito ka as a spouse, and then nandito ka nga, and your hubby actually would need to show that there is sufficient financial support. Okay? Dahil nandito ka as a spouse, you already have, of course, you needed to show 18,600. Pero siya, yung anak mong nasa Pinas, coming into the United Kingdom, joining you, no? That means that you actually need to show joint income, kung may trabaho ka nga din dito. I think it's something like 22,400. I think I need to check that nga. So the income, so there has to be the income requirement, yeah? So it's a bit higher than the 18,600 because he's coming in to join you. So yun ang una po. You need to also show accommodation. You don't need to own the property. If you're renting, hindi din nga yung problema. Yung nga lang, kailangan po sapat. Yeah? Dahil dalawa ng bata nandito, tapos kayo mag-asawa. So you're looking at, of course, I mean, the two children, presumably younger, maybe sharing a room. But kayo, you need your own room then. So that would be 2 bedrooms. And of course, yung panganay. No? I'm assuming panganay nga. Because he's coming in, he's already 17. So really, you need accommodation that is enough for, that would be 3 bedrooms. So that can be quite expensive. So, but 3 bedrooms kailangan mo. It must comply with that, essentially with the Housing Act. It's not overcrowded. So financial support, accommodation po, and important also is, ewan ko ibang tatay niya, no? Ibang ama niya sa atin. And of course, if he's living also with maybe nanay mo, no? So kung siya nag-aalaga ng lola niya. Importante po, you need to be able to show sole responsibility if he's not coming into, if the father is not the British chap who's in the United Kingdom. Sole responsibility is always the most difficult thing, no? 90% of children applications, if they're refused, are refused on sole responsibility. Basically, yung po kailangan yung pakita that you actually, you're in charge of his life. So, schooling, saan siya nakatira, all those things. Kung nandun ang tatay niya, or the sole responsibilities held jointly with, for example, yung lola niya, you are in trouble. So, make sure that you also satisfy sole responsibility kung kailangan yon. So, income, accommodation, sole responsibility. And of course, other things that you can generally anyway support him in the United Kingdom. Because he's 17. Oh, he also needs, of course, to do the tuberculosis, no? He needs to get the tuberculosis clearance, the test. And make sure you can't just submit any kind of clearance from any clinic or any hospital. It has to be the approved one, which is one in Manila. I think there's another one somewhere else, but Manila, of course. Now he's 17, so he does not yet need to do the English language. So as I've said, income, financial, so therefore financial support, accommodation, sole responsibility. That's the biggest thing. No, and of course the TB certificate. So all those things kailangan pakita. Ang visang bibigay sa kanya is the same as your visa. So because he's coming in as your dependent. So June 2023 ang visa it would be the deadline also of his visa. So good luck, Bev. Hopefully he comes, and make sure he comes sooner rather than later. Magpasok kayo before he's 18.
Good luck, Bev. Tama yan, attorney. No? Good luck kay Bev. No? So responsibility ang biggest problem, no? I mean, parang the thing to prove, no? Like you mentioned, kung may father pa ron, may lola pa ron, yun actually nag-aalaga. She has to prove it. No, how does she prove it? Can money be approved, like payslips to money you send? How would you? Ano bang pinaka most effective way of showing sole responsibility?
Well, that's why it's such a massive reason for refusal, no? Because sole responsibility is it's more difficult to to establish, to satisfy, then say, income, no? So if you're earning 22,400, 18,600, makikita mo yun sa payslip. So responsibility is kind of vague, huh? It's like it's like intention. Now, that can be, however, shown by using again, it's question of evidence. Kung nagpapadala ka sa atin, remittances. But money on its own is not enough. Kung texts, no, certain texts, for example, hindi naman nauso nagsusulta ang mga tao, no? If you Facebooking, yeah, no, Facebook also can be helpful. If you are noted as the parent, the contact person sa eskwela, no? And it can also be things like if you're going back, no, every year, or if you made arrangements na meron kayong katulong sa atin, no, you're making payment for that. Kung nakatira sila sa bahay mo and yung titulo nga in your name, no, registered in your name, if the bills you are paying, all those things, no, may well indicate, no, that you have sole responsibility. Now, tip, ito po, and this is something, again, I see so often, and it can be quite frustrating. You do not need, no, consent from the child's father, no, for example, or mother, no. Kung sabihin natin hiwalay na kayo, wala na siyang pakialam, he or she has his own family nga, hindi sila nagkikita ng bata, you do not need his permission, you do not need his written consent na pwede nga siyang na pwede mong kunin yung bata dito. In fact, if you seek out his written consent, no, then the Home Office may say, well, hang on, because the fact that you are asking him or her for the written consent must mean that you have joint responsibility. So again, that is grounds for refusal, no? So beware, yeah. It's you don't need, no, the other necessarily the other person's consent. And also another thing that often I come across is yung statement nga nyo, affidavit. So sometimes, of course, kung nandun ang lola, tapos kung may problema nga, because nandun nga ang lola, the day-to-day care maybe goes to the lola, siyang tinatawagan ng eskwela, let's say, which is, of course, the convenient thing not to do. But you do not also need, no, you certainly don't need to also say that if it's as it's not correct anyway, no, that they are the legal guardian, no. Dahil pag sinasabi natin legal guardian, we don't actually really mean legal guardian in the formal sense often, no. It just means, yes, she's there to help. But legal guardian in the UK, no, under English law, iba pong ibig sabihin. Legal guardian means that you've given them, at the very least, they have joint parental responsibility. So again, you will have problems with the application. So just again, be careful what documents you submit.
Okay, so ayan, no. Ako lumaki ako from elementary to high school, ang guardian ko, lola ko, no. Pero you will now tell your mom, kunyari, o yung lola ng bata na, ma'am, pagka legal guardian, ako ilagay mong pangalan, gano'n ba yung sabihin, attorney? Wag ilagay yung lola as guardian, gano'n, legal guardian. Para it might encounter some problems in future, di ba? In future. Kasi sa akin, lumalaki ako from grade 1 to, ang guardian ko, lola ko eh. Yun ang nakalagay, guardian. Kasi hindi naman siya parent, di ba?
Yun nga.
Pero ang sinasabi mo ba, attorney, avoid that? Oo.
Avoid it. Because it's also not correct, no? Then oftentimes, I mean, I don't know if they needed to go to court, no? But if in the absence of court proceedings, they're not actually legal guardian in the formal sense of a legal guardian nga. Yung nga lang, lumaki sa kanya, no? So
guardian lang, no?
If you like, it would be more it's more of a social thing rather than a legal thing. No?
Pero kung legal, gawin mo sarili mo dahil kunyari ikaw ang parent, no? Pero kung gusto mo talagang magkaroon ng problema, ikaw kung sino ka nasa UK na magulang, yun ikaw talagang legal guardian, di ba? Tama ba yan? Yun, di ba?
Tama. Yeah. Because you are,
Oo.
no?
And you should be quiet about the consent from the other, kunyari ko, father or mother, as the case may be, because if you obtain that and you add it onto your papers, mas magdududa ba yung parang home office, parang teka ba, baka mukhang, di ba, walang sole responsibility to, may magpapaalam pa. So these are tips that you're giving us to avoid, ganun ba?
Yeah, well, you don't need it, you see, no? So I've had
You don't need it
cases,
really?
for example,
Okay.
na yeah,
Mhm.
you don't need it. So I've come across cases nga na talagang walang pakialam nga yung tatay. Walang-wala, no? Hindi sila nakikita ng bata, hindi siya nagbabayad ng kahit ano. And then my client manages to track him down, no? Just to get him
Okay.
to sign a piece of paper to
Hindi
say, yes,
kailangan.
I consent to our son. Hindi kailangan eh.
Hindi
In fact, it
kailangan,
goes
oo.
against the case. Hindi kailangan because
Okay.
you don't have joint responsibility, no?
Exactly.
You
Oo.
have
Makakasira
sole
pa yun,
responsibility.
Makaka-apekto pa. Oo, makakasira pa.
Opo.
Okay, yan at least napapakinggan nyo, may mga tips dito kay attorney, no? Hindi mo na kailangan hanapin pa because that will, baka it might mess up a bit your application, no? Okay, bakit dependent? Bakit tataka yung mga Pilipino siguro nanonood sa atin yung na hindi taga UK, bakit tayo dependent? We grew up in the Philippines, nag-schooling tayo, you listen to watch television sa America, sila dependent. Bakit tayo dependent? That's how it's being used here. Ganun ba, attorney? Maipapaliwanag mo ba yan? O nakasanayan mo lang, you grew up, yun ang language ng mga Briton dependent. Di ba? Hindi dependent. Di ba? O who are your
Opo.
dependents? Sa Pilipinas yan, di ba? Dito, who are your dependents? May pagkakaiba. Although pareho, pero magpagkakaiba spelling,
Yes.
di ba?
No, tama ka. No, dependent. So of course, dependent means you're referring to the person, no? So yung Bev's son is her dependent, no? But dependent, of course, means exactly that. He is dependent. He's dependent on her dahil siya nga nagbabayad lahat-lahat para sa kanya. So yeah, so it's actually strictly it's the correct reference, of course. Is dependent. No.
Sorry, sir. Ang correct, tama ba is dependent, hindi dependent?
Yeah, so
Dependent o
dependent is, it's dependent. So
You're dependent on the
DE.
person. Pero pag dependent on the person, pero yung noun na dependent, ano ba? Dependent ba tayo o dependent?
Yeah. So
Tinatanong who are your dependents?
Yeah. So noun is dependent, no? Dependent is the I suppose the dependent is
Verb
it
ba
would be is it verb or
Hindi ba
adjective? Dependent.
Hindi ba? Okay,
Dependent.
okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Have a look.
Hindi
But
kasi di ba ginagamit natin dependent? Oo nga,
Sure.
dependent.
Dependent is the noun,
Oh, dependent meaning
and
one that is dependent especially. Sorry, dependent tayo.
Tama.
No? Cambridge Dictionary to, Cambridge. Ito, okay.
Yeah.
Someone who depends
So,
on you for financial support, such as a child or family member who does not work. Dependent.
yeah. So
pension will provide
Bev's
for my
son is a
dependents.
dependent. Yeah,
Dependent. Oh, yeah.
Yun. Oo.
Ito, Cambridge
Tama.
Dictionary.
So-
Cambridge Dictionary. Dependent.
You know, I tell you what.
Dependent sa-
Last week I was looking up.
Hindi, ito, US
I wanted-
dependent.
I
Tama,
did
UK.
dependent. Yeah. So last
Pag
week I was
UK,
looking up. I wanted to ask
yes.
actually some our mga kaibigan natin last week. I wanted to ask what is mouth ulcer? What is it nga in Tagalog? And then because I had mouth ulcers last week, and so I
okay.
looked it up. So it's
Singaw.
singaw, no?
Singaw. Singaw, singaw.
Did you know singaw? Yeah.
Oh, yes. Singaw pagka yung mga mouth ulcers yata, no? Ito, attorney,
Opo.
ito, direct baka makita mo, no? Ito, pagka dependent, ayan, Cambridge tuloy, hindi ka. Ayan, oops, nawala. Kanina, ando na. Mabira naman to. Hindi, it's just, pinapakita niya, pagka UK, dependent. Dependent. Pag US, dependent. Ayan, no? Ayan. Dependent. UK yon. Pag US, dependent.
Okay. So they say dependent. Oh, talaga. I didn't know
Oh,
that
dependent.
actually.
Oh, yeah, dependent sa UK. Oh, yes, US is dependent. Okay, anyway. Anong oras ba? Have we got one more way for one more question? What time is it now? Yeah, okay. Oh, sige, last question ito. Sige, mabilis lang.
Yeah.
9 o'clock na
Okay.
pala.
So
Okay, attorney, sige, yeah, mabilis lang. Sige.
kay Jay. Yeah, J.R.
Hmm.
Malsi. Good evening, Attorney Lira and Sir Sonny. Real quick question po. If approved na po ang Schengen visa, kung saan consulate ako mag-a-apply? Example,
Nag-apply.
Spain.
Nag-apply, yeah.
Nag-apply. Example, Spain, yeah. Need po ba akong pumunta? Need po kung munang pumunta? Or can you go anywhere na po? Okay. Jay, you go to the first
JR.
country. Yeah, si
Mm-mm.
JR. Yeah. So you go to the
JR,
first country
Malsi.
that you're going to visit, no? So if you're going to visit yung Spain, tapos Germany, for example, and then France, then you go to Spain first. So the rules say for Schengen nga, you go to the first country you're looking to visit. So sometimes it may also be sensible to go to the to start with the country that you know would be more organized, no? Maybe less busy also. So if you're looking to go to, for example, to Spain, Germany, and France, then it may be an idea to go to Germany first, and of course apply for Schengen for Germany rather than maybe France, because France take a bit longer in dealing with Schengen visas actually, whereas Germany tend to be much more, well, they tend to be traditionally quicker. At the moment, I won't go, but they tend to be, they certainly have been in the last few years, generally quicker. So the first country you're going to go to, doon kaya kailangan pumunta.
Ayun. Oo. Totoo yan, attorney. I was about to mention that. Minention mo lang, no? Yung Germany nga, no? Minsan pagka nagtatanong, kasi di ba, if people would like to come to Europe, no? And Schengen visa is a nice visa dahil nakakaikot ka doon sa mga member countries. Ever since, I'm even talking of 20 years ago, Germany ang talagang pinakamabilis, mas magandang kuhanan ng, kunyari gusto mo pumunta ng Spain, pero di ba baka ma-deny ka sa Spain or sa France or matagal, Germany talaga ang pinakamabilis o pinakamaganda. So ang ginagawa nila, yan, although ang talagang final destination mo, baka Italy, baka France, baka kung ano-ano, no? Germany, tama ka, attorney. I've heard that before, and a lot of kakilala natin, they do that. They go for the German Schengen or Schengen visa, no? Tama yan. So, kailangan kung saan sila nag-apply. Kung Germany ka magsimula. Kung France ka magsimula. Kung Italy ka magsimula. Kung Spain ka magsimula. No? Parang awkward yata na pagdating mo sa passport control, yung pagpasok mo ang kinuha mo, let's say Germany, pumasok ka sa Spain, no? Di ba? Parang hindi ba? Parang awkward, no? Parang may hindi ka kaya tanongin, bakit? Teka muna. Nasa, kinuha mo, ba't nandito ka sa Spain ngayon, di ba? Germany ka, o kaya, di ba? Or vice versa, no? So yan,
You can.
Yun ang sagot doon. Pasok ka kung saan ka nag-apply. Ayan. Okay, well, I guess it's, ang dami natin natutunan for tonight, attorney, no? Salamat. Ayun. From Mia. Ito nga pala, gusto ko pa andiyan ba si Mia? Tsaka sa, no? Ito si Mia. Si Mia ang cover natin ang ating what do you call this? Face of the month. Yeah. Tama nga ba yan, direct? Ito yata. Asa na ba siya? Hindi ko na makita. Ito. Ayan, no? Yan. Ito yung daughter ni Rudy, attorney. Sa ba? Mali yata ang
Wow, talaga?
Tama ba? Ayan.
She's gorgeous.
Si Mia.
No, talaga, she's
Mia Libro.
Oh, she's gorgeous. Yeah. Oh, she's
She's talented.
Kamukha mo ba siya,
beauty
Rudy?
and talent yan.
Yeah.
Rudy, kamukha ba?
Kung kamukha mo siya, Rudy, talagang gwapong-gwapo ka, no? She's gorgeous, no?
He's good looking talaga si Rudy. He's good looking. Take it from me. Maganda lalaki si Rudy. Oo. Makikita mo talaga. Very puging-puging niya si Rudy, no? So yeah, siya ang
There
ang
you
cover
go.
ng ating
Galing
si
sa kanya.
Ambassador Lagdamay. Yeah, galing sa kanya. Magandang naging tubo. Tubo ba yan? Prutas. How do you call the fruit? How do you call it? Bunga. Bunga pala, sorry. Fruit tuloy, bunga. Di ba? Parang na bunga yun, di ba? Yung anak, parang bunga mo yan. No? Ayan. Papasalamat. Thank you. Yan, salamat po, Sir Sunny, Sir Edgar. Yan. Good evening. Watching from, saan yan? Walsall. Oy!
Walsall.
Millie Smith.
Yeah, Miss.
Walsall. Malapit sana yata, di ba? Malapit sa, sa malapit yan. Birmingham. Millie, mabuhay. Hello po from Netherlands. Uy, Milane. Si Milane. Okay. May. Ito naman, si Millie Smith. Since Brexit, British citizens are allowed, ano sabi niya, 90 days attorney without visa in Spain, France, and
you may
Germany.
be right. I think you're actually right there, no?
Hindi, walang visa, pero limited ka lang sa 90. Pero, ang sinasabi na attorney, parang I don't know kung may merong rolling something every 90 days for a certain number of within 6 months
I think
parang
tama ka.
Parang
I think tama ka.
British passport holders need a visa of staying more than 90 days to EU countries like Germany and France. Pero alam nyo, sa totoo lang, ako love na love ba Germany, attorney? Kaya ko sinasabi.
I like that. Yeah.
Oo. Kaya ko sinasabi kasi EU is dominated by France and Germany. Diba mostly parang sila nagdi-dictate doon sa mga kasamahan nila. Although, syempre collegial yan, maraming mga countries. Pero the general idea is it's actually headed by France and Germany, di ba? Sila yung very powerful, very convincing, or very, how do you call, ano mo word doon? Basta sila yung sila yung, they can sway everything Yung dalawa na yan, di ba? France and Germany.
Well, they have the most money. I think that's probably why, so it's,
really?
Yeah, yun na nga.
Sanchez Grace,
Sanchez
Grace.
Si Sanchez Grace, yeah. So, watching from Lisbon. Oh, that's lovely.
Lisbon, Portugal, mabuhay. Uy, ito ba sunod-sunod ba? Hi po. At sino yan? Si MM.
Yeah, hi Miss Giling.
Alam mo, na-intriga ako dyan kay MM. Gusto ko makita yung si MM. Sabi ko, kamusta na kaya si MM? Friends ba tayo sa Facebook, MM? No? Mabuhay ka, no? Ayan. So, it's a happy Thursday.
She's lovely.
She's a lovely. Oo nga. Uy, ano ka ha? Si attorney, talagang put you in high regard, no? Di ba? Sabi, MM, talagang, in high regard. Ayan. So, ano yan? Hello po, Kaylin Sanchez. Taga saan ka? Kaylin Sanchez. Gonzales pala. Sanchez yung kanina. Sanchez. Mabuhay kayo ha. Mabuhay kayo. Sana'y lagi kayo manonood dito sa amin. Maski hindi ho ka taga UK. Well, of course, siyempre, mga taga UK. Pero kung hindi kayo taga UK, welcome ho kayo sa amin. No? Dahil somehow you can pass on to your friends and relatives yung ating pinag-uusapan. No? And tell them to watch us. At marami ako natutunan for tonight. Marami ho tayo natututunan, no? Yung mga techniques natin, mga strategies. We talk about yung mga dependents. Sino yung kanina natin? Sino who was talking about a 17-year-old, no? Son ba? Anak yata, child, no? Si Bev, si Bev. Mabuhay.
Yeah.
Mabuhay.
Bev, keep us informed, no? Dahil 17 na nga siya. No? Let us know what happens, ha? I'm interested. So
it may be the case of Bev, pero maaaring baka itong British husband niya, iba yung father nga nung baka lang, no? Pero in that case, yung mga tips na sinabi sa inyo ni attorney, yung mga yan, no? Hindi mo na kailangan ng consent ng other parent, no? Because it might eventually somehow harm, di ba? Might harm, di ba? Yung application. Pwede rin, di ba? Tama ba yan?
No, tama ka. I can find your song, attorney. Edgar. So, nabagay ng voice mo. I don't think so, Edgar. As much as well, it would be a challenge, sabihin natin, no?
Okay. Pero hindi mo pa sinagot, attorney, yung favorite song mo. Hindi mo pa nasabi yung favorite song mo. Meron ka ba favorite song ba? Nasabi mo ba? Nasagot mo ba?
Yeah, no. It's, well, it's...
Kung sakali pakakantahin ka.
No, I
Ano
don't.
yun? Oh,
I really can't see. I can't see. No, I know talaga.
ah,
I can't see that. I would.
oh,
Well, I mean, I know. Look, I know. I can't think. I can't pick one. I can't. There's so many good songs nga, no. Um, not one, not even one that I can sing. Alam ko
oh,
magandang boses mo, Sonny. Ako,
hindi, hindi
I'm
ako.
truly
No.
hindi po pwede.
No. I can only sing very simple songs, folk songs, and country songs, but not mga ballads. That's one of my frustrations. No, I'd like to do a sing in the same parang mga Nonoy Zuniga. If I could sing like him, masaya na ako. No. Pero teka na, piano ikaw, di ba? So, have you started your piano? Are you gonna be planning on
I know, I'm
doing the
just
piano
starting.
lessons?
Yeah.
Anong piyesa mo ngayon? Ano mga
No.
piyesa mo?
I mean,
Mga chopsticks?
no,
Ano ba?
we're looking, chopsticks at the moment. Yung nga lang. So I'm very
At the
much in the
moment.
beginning. So
Tan, tan,
it
tan,
truly
tan.
is. So
Okay.
yeah,
Pero
no,
maganda, amazing yan. You're
my
playing
yeah.
music, piano, di ba? You're gonna be, maganda yan, di ba? Yung sarili mo, you can play something. Maganda yan. It's a wonderful feeling, no? Oh, okay. Mindanao, Zamboanga pala, si Kay Lynn. But I'm in the UK. Mindanao,
UK
Zamboanga
siya.
City is our mom, but I'm in the UK now. Mabuhay ka, mo, Edgar. Oh, songs don't skip you. Yeah, you just find the key, like how you find the key to your heart. But may end, may
Oh,
mukhang kulang pa.
Edgar.
Oo nga naman. Hindi,
Yeah.
but you don't have to be really good with singing. All you have to do is just sing. Di ba? Sabi ng attorney. On that note, have a pleasant evening, everyone. And especially sa nilalag, Attorney Elsie and Direct Paula Patricia Roque Perez. Mahaba naman, kumpleto pa naman yung pangalan ni
I
Direct.
love that man.
Okay, well, thank you,
No,
Edgar. Huh?
yeah.
Yeah, so then everybody loves him. We love him, especially, and he's the key to everything, si Edgar. Okay, well, Attorney, it's been a wonderful night. No, marami tayong mga na touch on yung diniscuss mo is very helpful to everybody, So yan, malaking tulong yung mga discuss natin. Plus some of the questions that came from our mga viewers. No, Attorney, mga last messages, anything that you'd like to tell them on about or whatever. So yeah, go ahead, please, Attorney.
I mean, look, I say this every week nga, but truly it's a pleasure. I enjoyed last week very much, just me and Pao, but I must admit we absolutely missed Sonny. So I'm particularly happy Thursday today. So look, may problema po. If I've not dealt with some questions or not thoroughly enough, email me, no? Email po itong kabatbat@douglas-simon.com. Lagay nyo nga lang sa subject, Immigration Corner. So that way I can find it again. Now, if it's urgent, you can try calling. Ang telephone number po namin, 0203-375-0555. But otherwise, thank you again po for tuning in, for keeping us company. It really is a happy Thursday. I so look forward to it, and I so enjoy nga yung our chats, no? Thank you very much for joining us, and I'm particularly grateful that Sonny's with us tonight.
Oh yeah, well, talaga ako. Really, I miss you when you were away also. I think I missed you then, no? So we did a replay that time, and then it's something that we look forward to because it's a wonderful interaction with our kababayans. We also, kumbaga, parang long lost sister and brother tayo weekly. So parang we enjoy. Uy, kumusta? How are you? How has it been? Yeah? And it's nice because it becomes one enjoyable family tayo because virtually we've been together because of the pandemic, diba? Lalo na we started this sa pandemic time. So almost na ho tayo, right, nasa second year na ho tayo, no? So thank you very much. And like what Attorney has been saying, I look forward to it because it's nice, diba? It's a nice day, parang date natin of talking about immigration and then greeting them, and then we have some feedback from them. So it's a totally mayroon tayong interactive program to tong meron tayo. And like tonight, I'm so glad it's been thematic. It hasn't crossed my mind, but when you pointed it out, nga, no, tama. di ba? Yung parang puppy ano, di ba? Black and red. So
The other way, yeah.
ganun ho kami na attorney, no? Oo. Ganyan ho kami na attorney. If that is becomes also a part of the surprise of the show, then somehow that's okay, you know? Uh, ano ho yan eh, unwittingly and hindi deliberate, no? Hindi kami nag-uusap, attorney, ang susunod mo mamaya. What are we gonna be? What is our costume for tonight? Wala tayong ganun, attorney, di ba? Wala tayong ganun. It's just as we come,
Hindi po.
as we are, and that's it, no? So, ayan. Okay, well, I guess it's time for us to say goodbye, no? Sa ngalan ho ni Attorney Lira SIMON-CABATBAT, ang ating immigration specialist. Siyempre, sa ngalan din ho ng mga kababayan kayo na nanonood sa ating programa week in, week out. At siyempre sa ating mga nagtanong, no? Thank you very much. At siyempre sa ating direktor, no? Kung hindi ho dahil sa ating direktor, hindi ho tayo maayos at mapayapang, tama ba yung Tagalog? Maayos na nagkakaroon ng ating programa linggo-linggo. So sa ngalan ho nila, Attorney Lira SIMON-CABATBAT, Direk Paula Perez, ito po si Sonny LARAGAN nagsasabing thank you ho sa inyong walang sawang pagsubaybay. Let's do another happy Thursday next week. Till then, take care, God bless, and good night. Bye!
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you. So you can be there for them.